some biologically important chemical groups. Okay, so these are also called functional groups. You guys will have to remember these 7 important chemical groups. Okay, and what happens is when chemical reactions are taking place, you can form new compounds and you can also break down, right? You break down one compound and you form other compound. That's when all these compounds are also involved, right? And that's why you have to know all these different functional groups or the chemical groups. So the first one, as you can see, is called hydroxyl group. What is hydroxyl group? This one. Hydroxyl group is OH. Are you taking? Okay. So OH, carbon hydroxyl group is your number 1, and when you have any compound, chemical compound that contains OH group, that means that is going to behave like a alcohol. So remember, you have ethane. Remember ethane? What was the chemical formula for ethane? CH3 and CH3. Remember, this is ethane. Now, if you remove one of these hydrogens, okay, so it becomes what? CH5, and you add a hydroxyl group. What is hydroxyl? OH. So do you know what it becomes? C2H5. One hydrogen is removed, right? So there are how many? 3 here, right? And 3 here. So 5, right? C2H5OH. So that ethane now converts into what? When it has this added to it, it converts into ethanol. And what is ethanol? Ethanol is the liquor, alcohol that people like to drink. Make sense? So this is what we mean. By adding this OH or hydroxyl group, we can change the chemical properties of ethane. Normally ethane is a gas, right? But when you add this alcoholic group that is called hydroxyl, that becomes an alcohol. Make sense? So C2H5OH is ethyl alcohol or ethanol. Okay, ethanol. And then same way, it doesn't stop here. You can add to propane also. Remember propane? It will become propyl alcohol. To butane, if you add, it becomes butyl alcohol. But they all will have the properties of alcohol. Make sense? That's how you can go on and on. You know, depending on the number of carbon atoms. Right? Clear, everyone? Then you have the second functional group, and that is called carbonyl. Very good. So carbonyl can exist in 2 forms. One is C double bond O. When it is like this, then it is called a ketone. Ketone. And it can also exist as CHO. When it is in this form, then it is called aldehyde. Excuse me. So why is it a aldehyde? When you have no H, when H group is not there, then it behaves like a ketone. And the example here is of ketone is acetone. You guys are aware of acetone? It's the nail polish remover. So that's what the ketonic group imparts to it. Now, aldehyde group can be seen in fructose, which is the plant sugar. Make sense? Is called carboxyl group. Okay, so carboxyl group is what? Carboxyl group is sort of a mixture of hydroxyl group and the carbonyl group. So carboxyl group is what? OH coming from the alcohol, the hydroxyl group, OH, and C double bond O. So it is called COOH. So what happens? These are called carboxylic acids or organic acids. and they form acids like acetic acid, right? Formic acid. So all these acids are derived when you have COOH group. So when you dissolve these in water, they lose protons. And that's why they convert the solution acidic. That's why they are called carboxylic acid groups. Now the fourth one is called amino, NH2. So amino group is amines and they are basic. So when you dissolve them in solutions, they will release hydroxyl group, OH. Okay, so OH is what? Basic. Remember, if the OH anion increases in the solution, OH anion, it increases the pH, right? And that's why it is called a base, remember? And if H plus increases, then it's called an acid. So both carboxyl group and amino group, they are opposite of each other. Carboxyl is acidic. It releases protons, H plus ions. Remember the pH scale? We did it in the last class. And in the amino group, it's a base because it releases OH minus, the hydroxyl anion. Then you have the sulfhydryl group, which are called thiols. They are represented as SH. S is what? Sulfur and H. So they are found in many amino acids like cysteine, SH, and they have the ability, when they are side to side, they can form disulfide bridges. They can bond with each other. Okay? And they form SH, SH. These are called disulfide bonds. Hydroxyl group is thiols. Phosphate group is PO4. It is found where? In the DNA, nucleotide. You guys know that nucleotide? Yeah. And then methyl group is the CH3, which I have been talking about. So all of these groups except the methyl group are polar. Means all of these will, from 1 to 6, are going to dissolve in water, but not the methyl group. Make sense?